Hello everybody, I'm Passere. I'm going to be running 102 Dalmatians, Puppies to the Rescue. Let's get started here. And so, this game was released with the live-action Disney movie 102 Dalmatians that was also released in 2000 alongside this game. So if you're thinking that it looks a little bit different than 101 Dalmatians, it is a little bit different than 101 Dalmatians, but we still have Dalmatians, that's the important part. And the time is going to start when I gain control of the dog. So that's going to be at the end of this cutscene, so I will skip the cutscene and count down. So that'll be in 3, 2, 1, go. And now we're starting. And so we start in Regent's Park. We kind of take a journey throughout England, I guess, to go and confront Cruella and save our siblings. So first we start here. We are getting some fun boosts. Every time there's a slope, I'm able to boost down the slope by jumping and rolling. So you'll see the dog goes extra fast when there's a slope, and that's why, because there's these really fun slope boosts. And now we're in Toy Store. Toy Store, it makes sense for the plot of the game. Unfortunately, you don't really get the plot of the game here, but it makes sense for the plot of the game because what's happening is Cruella has abandoned her dream of making a fur coat out of puppies, and now she is going to use the puppies to make lifelike toys, because that makes so much more sense. So she wants to capture all of our siblings and turn them into toys. Oh, and we're not going to let her do that. And so you can rescue puppies in this game. It is an option, but it's only an option, and it's not very fast. So this category, we will not be rescuing any puppies. I'm sorry. Eliza informed me it's actually International Dog Day, so you do get the dog game on International Dog Day, but we will not be saving the dogs. I don't know. I like to think that when we defeat Cruella, all the puppies are saved. But also, if you want to rescue the puppies, there's an all puppies category. You can rescue them all. And there's actually only 96 puppies. This is 102 Dalmatians, but there's only 96 puppies that you can rescue. And so if you add in the 2-player character dogs, and if you add in the 2 parents, that brings you to 100 Dalmatians, which is not 102 Dalmatians. And so now we're in Big Ben. And this level is pretty much the bane of everybody's existence, actually. It really doesn't matter if you're playing the game casually or as a speedrunner. As a kid, I really hated this game because it's so easy to fall off stuff. I'm going to do my best not to fall off stuff, but you'll see we do get to a room where you just keep going up, and if you fall from the top, you have to start all the way over at the bottom. But right here, I'm actually going to switch puppies. So we were Domino before, now we're Oddball, and we play as Oddball because she has a faster voice line. There is one unskippable cutscene in the game, and she's faster at it. And so as we're climbing Big Ben, I think we have time for a donation or two.
Absolutely. We have a $5 donation from Emerald Alley, which reads, "Thank you so much, Passere, for being my commentary buddy the other day. All the tech issues really made me feel a lot of stress, but you were a steady, uplifting presence, and I want to let you know it meant a lot to me, and I appreciate it. Less than 3.
Thank you so much, Allie. It was fun. I'm so glad that I was able to be a part of that one. It was definitely tech issues, but it was really good in the end. Alright, so now we get to climb across all this stuff here, and again, hope we don't fall. There we go. If you play the out of bounds category, you can at least skip some of this platforming. But we get to do it all. We have to give in bags. And there are, so this is the Dreamcast version. There are some differences between the versions. There's a console leaderboard and a PC leaderboard. So for the consoles, Dreamcast is faster. It has faster load screens. PC is faster in general, but there's some differences in how the dog moves and in how the tricks work depending on which system you're working with. So PlayStation, some of the tricks are a little bit easier than on Dreamcast. PC has some ones that you can't even do that are possible on Dreamcast and PS1. So there's a lot of different options for playing this. And now we're fighting Cruella. So in this game you defeat Cruella with the power of fruit most of the time. So we're on top of Big Ben. We are flinging pineapples at her, and you saw me hitting the bell really fast there. The bell locks her in place, and so by kind of taking advantage of that, we can just stun lock her and keep hitting her with fruit. Now we're in Royal Museum. And so we are going to be... This is one of two levels where you can't just race to the end, because you have to collect all of the artifacts that are in the level. So Fluffy is... I don't know what his job is. I guess he's in charge of the museum, or maybe he just really cares about it. I'm not sure. Anyways, all of the artifacts are out of place because Cruella's henchmen messed it all up, and so he's asking us to help him put them back before we can leave. So at first we grabbed a coin that was in the wrong place. This is a scarab. We have to bring them all back to Fluffy. And while I'm doing this, I think we can get another donation.
I would love to read some donations, but before I do, I just wanted to announce that we have opened a new incentive for Shadow of Colossus formal wear dress up. If met, Ruby Hart will wear formal wear and dress to the nines for the Shadow of Colossus speedrun. We also have a $25 donation from MK, which reads, I missed so much today, but I can't wait to watch the VODs later. Here's $25 to make up for my absence. Thank you so much for your donation.
I lost my headphone there. Whoops. Here we go. Alright, so here's a really big slow boost that you can do down the side of the pyramid. It's pretty fun to do. And now we're going to grab the last artifact in museum, and it is in the cafeteria. It is a donut. You might be wondering how that's an artifact, and the answer is that it's really not an artifact. Fluffy will not let us out until we bring him a snack. So now we've fed Fluffy, he's letting us free, and we're done with museum. Alright, at the start of Underground, there's a cool speed boost that you can do. It starts with a slow boost, and we're going to use a slow boost to reach the train. You're not supposed to be able to reach the train, and when you hit it, you go really fast up the slope. It can look a little disorienting, but what it actually is you're being pushed at really high speeds, and you can control it to get up that slope extra fast. And so here we go. Got to get the alligators to lower this, and then we're gonna get these boats again to lower it the rest of the way. Now, unfortunately, these cutscenes are unskippable, but we go fast where we can. And this is apparently what's in the London Underground. I don't know. The water looks kind of radioactive. Probably should be a little worried about that. And now we're about to head into Carnival. Carnival is... I don't know, you could probably call it like the hardest level in the game, just because all that you have to work with is optimizing your angle here. You have to get the most perfect angle as you roll straight to the end. And so, actually saving time on Carnival, you save like 0.1 seconds at a time, but it feels so good when you do. if you play any of the other categories, if you play like all puppies or if you play 100%, you actually get to see the rest of Carnival, and it's a really cool level with like lots of sideshows and games and stuff that you can do. But we don't do that. And so now, that's a tricky jump to skip some of the side platforms, but I got it there. Really precise timing. There's a few of those tight jumps where you're not supposed to be able to make it, but if you jump and roll at the right time, you're good. Now we're in Lumber Mill. I don't know why we go to Lumber Mill, but we do. And you're about to see the first instance of this puppy operating heavy machinery. Because don't all puppies do that? You grab this key, you go on the crane, and now we move this log around. This is a really talented puppy. And now that that log is in place, we can leave. And we're about to fight Cruella again. And so in this one, we're flinging watermelons at her. This is where the unskippable cutscene comes in. So after this hit, right here, we're gonna get it.
I think we've almost got her.
And that cutscene is the entire reason that we play as Oddball. But that's that. We just defeated Cruella with watermelons. She hates melons. She does say that in the cutscene, that she hates melons. And now we're on to Countryside. Countryside has more cool slope boosts. I have been using them throughout the levels in ways that you may or may not have noticed. Some of them are really subtle, but here, that's a pretty fast one right there. You jump against that cliff and roll. And we're gonna do a really big one at the end. And there is a Stonehenge, or some kind of henge in this level. It's to the side here, but you don't get to see it. If you play 100%, you get to destroy it. That's just part of the game. Oh, I ran through the exit. That can happen sometimes. I was going so fast, I just went through. And now we're in Barnyard. And so this is the other level where you have to do some tasks before you can leave. I feel a little bit more sympathetic towards the one we're helping out here. So it's Priscilla's birthday, and she lives on this farm where the farmer does not do any of the chores. And so we're gonna help her out since it's her birthday, and we're gonna do some of these chores for her so that she can just relax. You can see she does have a birthday hat on.
That is so
And so
cute.
the first thing we did, it is. She's ready for her birthday, but nobody's celebrating with her. So we're gonna help her. We got her some water, we fixed the windmill there. Now we're gonna go put the hens back in their coop. Oops. I'm gonna set up for a death warp here, so I'm gonna take some damage. And then we're gonna go and do the hens. And so, to get the hens in, you just have to bark at them. There's some optimization I'm going to do here. I'm going to get this last hen in and die at the same time so that we skip one of those cutscenes that we skip. In this case, we skip the hen cutscene and just have the dying cutscene. And then we're back at Priscilla, and she gives us our next task. And our next task is to drain the silo of grain, which you would think would be a really bad idea on a farm, but apparently the farmer left his tools at the bottom of the silo. Don't ask me how he did that. But he left his tools at the bottom of the silo, and we have to go and empty all of the grain out to get them. And so I did see somebody in chat asking if we could save one of the puppies. I think it's okay if we save one of them. So I'm gonna say, let's save the dog at the bottom of the silo, because when I do all puppies runs, this is the one I miss most. This is Silo Dog. This is the killer of my all puppies runs. We have just rescued Silo Dog, everybody. Just as a little bonus, since I know we met that incentive, so we're also giving Priscilla her birthday present, which is really exciting.
I have a very relevant donation if I'm okay to read it.
Yeah.
We have $25 from Stokely Onfoy, which says, I have returned for a second passere run donation. All I have to say is Silo Dog.
I got Silo Dog. I did it. Thank you. We're coming up on our next time that we're going to be using heavy machinery. This dog is very good at driving, guys. And so we're going to drive a tractor. As you do. And we're going to drive the tractor to knock over the farmer's outhouse. Which might sound like really good revenge on Priscilla's part, but actually, it's to help him because he got indoor plumbing. I'm just going to let this play for a second so you can see this is what the dog driving the tractor looks like. That is how a dog drives a tractor, guys. They're actually telekinetic. But now, guess what, guys? Guess what? It's time for Priscilla's birthday. So this is her present, and we're gonna bring it back to her, and I'm gonna let that cutscene play so you can see how excited she is.
Oh, bye. You
I'm
found
excited
a
that she's
present for
excited.
me. You're my new best friend.
Thanks a lot, Priscilla.
She calls us her friends. We're her friends, guys. We did it. Happy birthday, Priscilla! Thank you all for donating for us to be able to do that, for us to make Priscilla's day. Alright, now that we've made friends with Priscilla, now that we've made her happy, we can move on to Ice Festival, which is the obligatory ice level. There's no reason for there to be an ice level that I can tell, because you just were in Barnyard and it was nice and sunny and at least fall. I mean, there was like really tall corn and stuff, so it had to be summer or fall. And now we're in the ice level. The next level also looks like it's the middle of summer or something, so I don't know. This is also the level that they picked to make the demo. If you have, there's a PlayStation demo disc out there, like a PlayStation Underground demo disc that has the demo for this game on it, and it's this level for some reason. But as I finish up this, I just did a slalom course, except I skipped all of the slalom aspects of it because you don't have to. And now we get to leave. So this is a good time for her donation.
Absolutely. I have a $10 donation from Dire Dashhund, which reads, no comment. But since we're speaking of Dashhunds, it is International Dog Day, and I would love to have you share your dog names with me. So donate to tell me about your goodest puppo.
Yes, all the dog names. I have to admit, so I had dogs as a kid. I only have cats right now. And that's probably a betrayal that I'm running 102 Dalmatians and I have cats, so I'm sorry everybody, but dogs are pretty great. We're now in Ancient Castle. Again, there's not always a reason why we go places. I'm not sure why we're in a castle. I think the level's really cool. I really like the music in this level, so I'm not disappointed that they did a castle level. I just do have questions for them. And the tricky part about this is that there's this wind at the end that pushes you back. And in the other categories, you can use out-of-bounds glitches to make sure that the wind doesn't blow, but unfortunately in inbounds, we're going to have to roll through it, so I'm going to try to always be rolling when I hit that wind so that it doesn't push us back as much. And now we're at the end. And this is Cruella 3 because again, we're going to throw more fruit at Cruella. This time it's pumpkins. First we have to knock out the wall. I'm going to be doing a manipulation to try to get her to the right place at the end of this. So I'm going to stop here and then do a certain movement here. If I did it right, she won't... Well, I did it right. She didn't throw a water balloon at us, but I did miss that block. So it's going to be a little bit slower than optimal, but I still got the manipulation, so it should be faster than otherwise, as long as I don't die on those balloons. So you see with the manipulation, now she's right here, and we can just throw all these pumpkins at her. You're not supposed to be able to hit her through the wall, but when she's turned sideways, her hitbox is just enough through that wall to hit her. And now we've defeated Cruella for a third time. And now we're in Spooky Forest. And so this level is really confusing if you try to 100% it or if you try to get all the puppies, but in all levels we just have to go through this tree, this magical tree, and it takes us pretty much to the end. We can just roll there. I'm gonna do a little slope boost. Speaking of other categories, this is all levels. There isn't any percent. Any percent works by you can do a glitch on the title screen in order to skip to the last 4 levels of the game. You actually start here in any percent. You start in Hedge Maze. So any percent is really, really short. And that's why all levels has a lot of really fun tricks. And you get to see all the levels, which is just fun. And Hedge Maze is a maze, technically, but it's really, honestly, less confusing than Spooky Forest, because Hedge Maze, at least there's a map. You won't get to see the map, but you can find a map in here, and you can see where everything is, but Spooky Forest is a maze without a map, which is even worse. And now this part actually has RNG, because the way that this puzzle is oriented is all up to RNG. And this one hasn't been too bad so far, but it also hasn't been super good. Basically how many turns that you do. You ideally want like a bunch of twos and 1s for each number of turns. That one was okay. That one wasn't too bad. And now this is apparently in her backyard. This is in Corella's backyard because the next place that we go is DeVille Manor. Also, the puzzle was like a giant picture of her face, so I guess it makes sense that it's her backyard. And this is DeVille Manor. And this is where it becomes a little obvious that I think that they were originally making this game for 101 Dalmatians, because this looks very much like the mansion that's in 101 Dalmatians. And actually, if you play the demo that I was talking about earlier does have the original 101 Dalmatians characters' names in it. So this was probably originally planned to be 101 Dalmatians, and they changed it for the movie. I'm gonna do a really fun boost to get on top of this boiler here. And now we're on to the last real level of the game. We're gonna defeat Cruella one more time. This is the last level that we have to play through. And this is Toy Factory. So we've made it to Corella's Toy Factory. It has a lot of terrifying, crushing things that will try to hurt us. If you look around, maybe you can understand why she's not doing so good at making toys. Because the whole reason she wants to turn pets into realistic toys is because her toy business is failing. And honestly, I'm not sure that she really knows how to make toys based on the Toy Factory. Oh, got smashed. That's okay. We're good. I'm gonna do a little boost here. If you rub up against these crushers and wait for them to go, you can go faster. And then, yeah, I think this is a good time for some last donations before we get to the final Cruella break.
Absolutely. We have $50 from Mercury Zelda, which reads, "Let's get karaoke's D4 DJ hidden song performance going." So looking at that incentive for a D4 DJ Groovy Mix, it's currently sitting at 458 of the 2,500 needed. So if you'd like to see the hidden song performance, get those donations in and select that incentive.
Yes, let's do it. And here we've got a room of magnets. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure what purpose they hold, but they are floating magnets. And this is the last room. We've made it to the last room, and this is going to be some tricky platforming, because you're not supposed to take shortcuts here, but I'm going to take shortcuts, because this is a speedrun and we want to go fast. So you're supposed to hit 3 levers to move all these gears into place. I'm going to only hit 1 lever, and I'm going to do a tight jump at the end here. No! I missed it. Alright, we're going to try one more time. I'll get the tight jump this time. Second time's the charm. Because you're supposed to move a platform at the end here. To make this a little easier, but if you do that, you can just get it. And now we get to defeat Cruella one last time. This time we get lasers, but we don't get to shoot Cruella with the lasers. This is a Disney game. We're gonna shoot her machines with the lasers. So I'm gonna one cycle this one, get all those boxes at the same time, and now we've got these robot heads. This is also RNG, unfortunately, where these pop up. So we're gonna hope that they pop up right away. This is another case where there's just a really weird difference on Dreamcast. The noise that this laser makes is different on Dreamcast. And also the noise of the machines in Toy Factory, where those are different noises on Dreamcast, and I don't know why. I'm gonna try to get all 3 of the last ones in one cycle here, so they're set up for the last one. There we go. And now this is gonna be the last cycle. And so when I hit the last orb, it's going to be time. So I'm gonna wait here so that 2 of them appear, just so that I can get all of them in one cycle. Oh, hello. Okay. And the last one's gonna pop up here, and when it says 3 out of 3, that'll be time. Time! There we go. Alright then. We have defeated Cruella. We're dumping her into her super gloop. This was the super gloop is her whole like plan for turning the puppies into toys. I'm not quite sure why she thought this would make good toys. If you let this cutscene play for a little bit, you'll see like what she looks like after being dunked in this green glue, but it's about what you'd expect. She's covered in green goo, and that was her plan for making toys. So I don't think she was ever going to do very well at the toy business. But now she's not going to make any toys. We've saved everybody. We've defeated Cruella, and everything is good. We also gave Priscilla her birthday present, so everything is extra good. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this. Thank you for having me at this marathon. If you want to see more speedruns like this, I do a lot of retro speedruns on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/passere.
Don't worry, Dottie.
And
puppies are safe, and the police will make sure.
If you want to learn any of these categories that I've talked about, either this one or any of the other categories, we have some really great guides. So check out the speedrun.com page, join the Discord. We'd love to have more people play this game. I love this game, and it's an unexpectedly fun game to speedrun. I feel like, you know, it's an old kid's game, but it's got a lot going for it. So yeah, thank you guys so much, and have a great rest of your day, everybody.
GG's on that run, Passere. Way to use puppy power to take down Cruella de Vil. Can we get some puppy emotes in chat for that run if you've got them? It was great. Thank you so much for saving Silo Dog. I have a couple donations I'd like to share. We have $25 from Terra Nova Extreme. I loved playing 102 Dalmatians as a kid. Endless hours were spent barking at Cruella de Vil's minions and rolling around for the fun of it. So excited to see this game ran at Flame Fatales. Best of luck to Passere. Thank you for running such an amazing game. I also have $25 from Jolene the Cat. Hi, Passere. Couldn't let Goggles have all the donations to Malala Fund. If there aren't enough puppies, can I be the 102nd? Love the run. All right, everyone, we're going to take a quick break, so have a stretch, grab a drink, and we'll see you all shortly for more speedrunning charity fun after this. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Flame Fatales 2022 in benefit of Malala Fund. While we get the next game set up, I would like to remind everyone when you are donating to be sure to select a bid war or bonus incentive. This will help us add even more fun to Flame Fatales, all while supporting an incredible cause, Malala Fund. Malala Fund is working for a world where every girl can learn and lead. They believe local educators and activists are best suited to address the problems girls face in their communities. Malala Fund invests in their work and collective power to create change, hold leaders accountable, and give girls the tools they need to advocate for themselves. From supporting STEM education for young women in Pakistan to creating safe learning spaces for girls in northern Nigeria, your gift today is an investment in Malala Fund programs that directly benefit girls. Ooh, I see that I have a Dog Day donation I'd like to read. We have $5 from Scooter. Happy Dog Day. Watching this run with my good boy, Bean. He's 50% Dachshund, 25% Chihuahua, 25% a bunch of other breeds, and 100% Goober. His favorite thing to do is snuggle up with me while we're watching speedruns. That is so cute. We also have $25 from Megan. No comment, but thank you so much for that donation. All right, it looks like we're ready to go. Please welcome Air Angel, who will be playing solo Super Ninja Kun. Take it away.